Hello there, and welcome to another episode of Things That Make You Go. That seems unnecessary. This week's episode, a full-blown trade war between the United States and Colombia. Yes, you heard that right. The land of coffee and Shakira is now on Trump's naughty list. And why, you ask? Well, it all started with tariffs. It seems President Trump, in his infinite wisdom, decided to impose a 25% tariff on all Colombian imports. Not content with that, he announced that the tariff would escalate to a whopping 50% within a week. Now, tariffs are like those annoying pop-up ads of the trade world. Nobody likes them, but they seem to pop up everywhere. But why target Colombia? Well, it appears that Colombia committed the egregious sin of refusing entry to U.S. military deportation flights. That's right, folks. Colombia had the audacity to say no to Uncle Sam. Now we'll delve into the deportation drama a bit later, but for now, just know that Trump was not pleased. Not one to back down from a trade war, Colombia retaliated with tariffs of their own. President Gustavo Petro, showing he's no pushover, slapped a 25% tariff on U.S. imports. So, what does this mean for the average American? Well, get ready to shell out some extra bucks for your morning cup of Colombian coffee. Now, let's unpack the deportation drama that sparked this whole trade war. The U.S., in its quest to become a shining beacon of, let's call it selective hospitality, has been ramping up deportations. And to add insult to injury, they've started using military aircraft for this purpose. Colombia, however, decided to put its foot down. President Petro initially blocked 2 U.S. military flights carrying deported migrants. Why? Well, it seems he had some concerns about the humane treatment of these migrants. He also wasn't too keen on the idea of the U.S. using military aircraft for what is essentially a civilian matter. While Petro made it clear that Colombia was open to receiving migrants, he insisted on the use of civilian planes and humane treatment during the deportation process. The use of handcuffs, in particular, was a point of contention. It seems that treating human beings like hardened criminals, even if they are being deported, doesn't sit well with everyone. Go figure. The U.S., known for its subtle and nuanced approach to international relations, that's sarcasm, folks, responded to Colombia's defiance with the diplomatic equivalent of a temper tantrum. The U.S. Embassy in Colombia suspended all immigrant and non-immigrant visa processing. That's right, folks. Want to visit the beautiful beaches of Cartagena or experience the vibrant culture of Medellin? Tough luck. To be fair, American citizen services remain unaffected. So if you're an American citizen already in Colombia, you're not entirely abandoned. But for everyone else, it's a big fat no entry for now. Adding fuel to the fire, there are conflicting accounts of whether the initial deportation flights were actually authorized by Colombia. U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio claims that Colombian officials initially gave the green light, but then revoked permission mid-flight. President Petro, however, denies giving any such authorization. It seems like someone's not telling the whole truth, and frankly, it's giving us a serious case of diplomatic whiplash. So, what does the future hold for the U.S. and Colombia? Well, if things continue on this trajectory, we might be looking at a full-blown trade war, and nobody wins in a trade war. The tariffs imposed by both countries will likely lead to higher prices for consumers and businesses. Colombia, a major exporter of coffee, oil, and minerals to the U.S., stands to lose billions of dollars in revenue. The U.S., on the other hand, will have to find alternative sources for these products, potentially at a higher cost. And let's not forget the diplomatic fallout. This trade spat has strained relations between the two countries and could have broader regional implications. Mexico and Brazil, for instance, have already voiced their concerns about the U.S.'s deportation practices. If the U.S. continues on this path, it risks alienating its allies and further isolating itself on the world stage. And in a world grappling with climate change, pandemics, and economic uncertainty, the last thing we need is another unnecessary conflict.